Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 5 or 6. My husband thinks. I think it's 5. Anyway, we just want to talk briefly about Airris and Jasmine and where they are. Last week when we talked about this couple, Airris was all sex all the time. What's your favorite sexual position? He is trying to finagle his way into that sex conversation any way that he can. He's using lines from the Urban Player Handbook. I don't know. Stuff that we have all heard and seen before. He's 39. He ought to be tired of using them. But he was using them on Jasmine.
If they work.
But this week, the tables have turned. So, well, I won't say that wholly turned, but for one thing, Jasmine, she's attracted to him. We knew she was attracted to him on their wedding day. She didn't sound like she was interested in holding out beyond the honeymoon. She mentioned that to her friends. So, she was ready. It's go time for Jasmine. But I don't think she wanted to be approached by him as in sex, like he did last week. So his approach has changed. It seems like he's kind of dialed back and she's wondering why. So we hear from him.
Yeah.
And essentially he tells the guys when they have their sit-down conversation that he thinks she's at a 10 out of 12, or 12 out of 10 in terms of her attraction level to him. Yeah. But he's only at like a 4, I believe he said.
Yeah, 4 or 5, something like that.
Okay. That's huge for a man. I think for a man to say that his attraction level to a woman is 4 or 5, that's a difficult one to overcome. I don't know where it's stemming from. I don't know if it's because she's tall like she is, or she's like right at his height, or maybe a little bit taller, and that's intimidating, like you said in the first, review of them. Or, again, if it's something to do with her smile. He mentioned that she was a bit thinner than what he was accustomed to. He led with that. Yeah. It could be any number and combination of things, but he's not like really physically drawn to her. Yeah. The problem I have with Airris is he knew that, I believe, by day 2, at least. Yeah. She was all made up. They were in a whirlwind of emotion on wedding day. But by day 2, I feel like he knew whether or not he was sexually attracted to her or physically attracted to her.
Still trying to have sex.
Yes. So why the Urban Player Handbook? Why does that get pulled out on somebody that you're not physically attracted to? That bothers me, and I need to hear your male perspective on this.
Well, many of us will divert back to what we know. And so I think that's some of it. This is where he's comfortable at. He's comfortable throwing out the lines. He's comfortable with talking about sex. He's comfortable with trying to make things a physical thing. And so where he struggles is in communication, vulnerability, emotions, all of those things. He suffers in those, and so his strength is the physicality, is sexual, and so that's where he lives. And so I think he was just going through the motions of where his strengths are. Well,
so what happened? I mean, are they not letting on? Did they have sex, you think, and they're not saying it? He doesn't want to do it anymore? Or did he just get a sudden, like,
sense of
conscience? Right.
No, he didn't.
Or he decide, I can't do this? Yeah. Did he try to take it there and he wasn't able to because of how off-putting, she may be to him or something? Like, I'm not really understanding the shift of gears. And the thing is, she's not understanding it.
No.
And this is why when we talk about whether or not somebody on this show should say to their partner if they're not attracted to them and why, you know, we go back and forth talking about this at different times because it seems like it pans out poorly a lot of times. But if you don't say it and you're kind of disingenuous like he is, like he'd start telling her, well, you know, I think it's just natural for us to take it at a slower pace. But you weren't saying that like yesterday.
Yes.
Like this doesn't make any sense. So she's saying in her confessional, I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't understand. When he was with the guys at the bachelor party before he met her, it was, I'm going to blow her back out. And now it's, you know, we need some time to get to know each other. And it's awkward and, you know, this and that. And then he's saying, I don't want to make things all about sex. That's been a downfall for me in the past. You have to make up your mind. Now, he doesn't have to be attracted to her. I've always been one to say, like, if you're not attracted, you're not attracted. I get that. That's fair.
Yeah.
But don't send mixed messages. At this point, when she's asking those questions, I feel like he's having a hard time expressing to her, I'm trying to work on my physical attraction to you. I think you're a great person. I like X, Y, and Z about you. But, you know, I have dealt in types for a significant portion of my life. You may not exactly fall into that. And it's a challenge for me, you know, thinking about, you know, sexual chemistry. I don't know if I said it the best way. I don't know that there is a best way to say that. But I think rather than have her speculate, if we're left to our own devices, especially women, to try to like speculate in our head what's going on in the man's mind, we're going to think of everything and anything and the worst thing and all kinds of scenarios will pop up. So I wish he would somehow gently kind of let on to the fact that he's having trouble with that. And I know a lot of you guys will disagree. You know, we've seen a lot of the comments and there's people who say, you know, don't say anything yet. I know that might be kind of like where you are with it.
Especially on that honeymoon thing with this show.
But he has been so all over the place.
Yeah.
From one extreme to the other. I don't feel like that part is fair to her.
Well, he did already say through the other couples, talking about Gina and her situation, that telling someone that they are not attracted to them, he already voiced that that's very difficult.
Yes.
You know, and so we already have that.
Was she supposed to take that as a clue?
Yeah, maybe she was. But I'm of two minds on this. My first mind is that he wasn't attracted to her that much, but he still wanted to have sex with her.
Yeah.
And so he was going through his little player mode to try to have sex with her. It didn't work that way. And so she kind of shut him down or whatever. And so in his mind, he probably was like, I ain't really feeling you anyway. And so I'm not going to work that hard as far as trying to get you into bed and to have sex with you. And if it happens, it happens. But I threw it out there gently or whatever, and it didn't materialize.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm leaving it at.
But where does that leave him in terms of the marriage? Like, or is he just here for that? I have a hard time believing he just came on the show to bang somebody's back out or whatever.
That would surprise me.
I was surprised.
It was.
It's a lot of process and time involved to just do that. I mean, he could sleep with plenty of women without having to go through all of these hoops.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's got to be a little bit more. And if he wants, and he speaks a good game. He talks about, you know, marriage and, you know, wanting something different and better and more.
He's saying that now.
But I mean, at least he's not, you know, just talking crazy.
Yeah.
He is saying some of the right things. So I'm hoping that he means some of them. But if you suddenly say, hey, I'm not going to pursue this. She didn't pick up what I was putting down in terms of, you know, my suave sex talk or whatever he thought he was doing. So I'm done with the effort in this arena. But where do you mentally go from there in terms of marriage, in terms of connecting, getting deeper with this person and seeing if there's another way around that.
Yeah, but see, for him, from what we've seen, sex is about as deep as he can get. He's about as deep as a puddle. I said that before. But my other thought process is maybe like what you said. Maybe they did have sex, but they're not willing to share with everyone that they had sex. And if that's the case, then we see when we were talking about last week, don't do it because it's going to get worse.
Right. And then her feelings will really be hurt.
Feelings will really be hurt. And so they had sex. That all with a little bit of interest that he had is gone. The mystery is over, as they say. And so it could be that, as well. But I feel for her if that's the way that they went.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I don't really know, but I think it's interesting that he has shifted gears. Let us know what you think about his 1 week it's all sex, next week he's pulled back type of mentality. What's your theory on what happened? Do you think they had sex and it just wasn't it for him? It didn't take him where he needed to go? I don't know. Do you think it's really that she's too thin for him? She don't have the, who did he say, Megan Thee Stallion butt that he's looking for? I don't know. Is he more attracted to Kirsten? She seemed like she got the body type, more so the body type that he described. So that could probably throw you off too. If it's somebody actually there with y'all on the honeymoon that you are more attracted to, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. What if they had like married at first sight, wife swap?
He doesn't have a bald head. So that might be that could be it.
I cannot imagine her being into Kirsten being into Airris. That would be wild. But stranger things have happened.
She would get him told, I can tell you that much.
Anyway, guys, drop those comments below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.